Welcome back to my class. Last time we have done that is accounting concepts, second chapter, theory base of accounting we were doing, and today will be the end day for this chapter. Will be going to complete it also. Okay, so accounting remaining concepts were consistency, conservatism, materiality, objectivity. These were the remaining portion from accounting concepts. Okay, now as we were talking about concepts means that all the guidelines, all the principles which the accountant has to follow well recording the transaction to make it consistent, to make it uniform. Okay, so these are the concept which he has to take in his mind while recording the transaction. Now, like in the last class we have done material money measurement concept, going concern concept, the revenue recognition concept. Okay, so others were also there. Now these were the remaining one. See, first one is consistency. This consistency concept says that, see, accounting policies and practices followed by the enterprises should be uniform and consistent. Now it says that it should be uniform. All the accountant has to follow the same practices so that it can be comparable, isn't it? Otherwise comparability is not possible. Now see, if they are using the same system of recording the transaction, then only interform also, intraform also, that comparison can be possible. Different years go when they take all the financial statement and they can make the comparison between all those because they have used the same system. As I was talking in the class also last time, see, in your case also we make the progress report. Sometimes we make, if we give you all in all the progress report like in a grade wise manner, isn't it? In some of the years we were making it as a thing like in a percentage. Okay, so in some cases we make only total. So in that case, when we give A, B, C, D like that, or A plus or something like that, different kind of progress report, when we keep it in together and while making the comparison, it would be like very much difficult to say that whether a particular student is like progressing or not. Or if we give the same practice like in a percentage, in class 4 he has scored 40%, in 5 he has scored 50%, in class 6 he has scored 90%, and in class 8 he has scored 70%. So like that, if we give in a similar label or similar process, then we can make easily comparison that yes, 40%, then 50%, then again 80%, and now it's 70%. This year little bit his performance is little bit poor. Like that we can make the comparison, isn't it? So similar thing has happened here. It is written here. This concept states that the accounting policies and policies followed by the enterprise should be uniform and consistent one, so that comparability is possible when the same accounting principle and consistently being applied by different enterprise for the period or the same form for a number of years. If the policies are same, then interform also we can make the comparison. Then within the form of different periods of year, the different years performance, financial statement performance can be comparable easily. Okay, so this means like that. Now another one is conservatism. It's also known as prudence concept, which says that business transactions should be recorded in such a manner that profit are not overstated. They should not make it like double, that profit show off, isn't it? Like some person you might have seen that he doesn't have anything, he doesn't have any quality, he doesn't have any capability, even then he shows off like anything, he knows everything, like that, over smart or something like that, isn't it? So an accountant has to does not have to overstate the profit. Business is not earning that much, but why? But he has to show that his business is doing well, isn't it? To the people only by overstating the profit, making high profit than the actual profit. Okay, so all anticipated. See, in that case, what this concept says that despite of doing all this, overstating a profit or understating a profit, what he has to do is he has to show the losses, whatever is anticipated, means it is like into that form, some losses have already incurred, those losses have to be accounted, take it into consideration, because now finally he has to show the performance of the business in a transparent manner. So losses has to be taken into account. But if the gains, if the income is not realized, it is expecting to realize, if it is expecting to get the income or gains, but it is not realized, means don't show it there. After earning only, after receiving or after realizing the profit only, he has to show it. That means if it is not realized, if it is unrealized, or you say not realized, then those incomes or gains should be ignored. But losses, if it is unrealized or realized, losses, whatever is anticipated, that has to be shown for making the clear or transparent view of the profit, that is the business performance. Okay, so this is known as conservatism. Now another is materiality, which says that accounting should be focused on the material facts. Okay, if any facts of the business which is like influencing, or which is like with the decision of the investor, anything which is now creating any kind of material that influence. Okay, like with that fact, the creditor or the investor is now changing their mood or their mind, isn't it? So those kind of factors, those kind of events, if it is there in the business, should not be hide. It has to be now show off. It has to be focus on that material facts. Those facts should be now taken into consideration. Do whatever the business has to do with that facts, but should not ignore those facts, because that can influence the decision of the that future creditor or the future investor. The investor or the creditor, those who wants to make investment in the business, should understand everything about the business, all the reports of the business, financial statement of the business. So for them, they should not hide anything. They have to show that. Okay, material fact, whatever is there, they have to show it. Now another one is objectivity, which says that accounting transactions should be recorded in such a manner where that should be like free from any bias of the accountant. Means that should be objective, explainable. Okay, if and another accountant is asking why this thing happened, why profit is here, why cost of goods has shown here, that means the whoever made that accounting should be answerable. That should be objective, should have any answer why he has done like that, should not manipulate any recording process. Okay, so that is objectivity. Now other than that, if we understand little bit about these three terms, then we are going to end the chapter, that is theory base of accounting will be over. Now we'll be switch over to the numerical part. Okay, that's why I have just written here system of accounting. This thing you will be learning in the that coming chapter also. System of accounting, see there are two system it is recognized, that is double entry system and single entry system is there. Now we have to use wholly completely this double entry system. We are not going through this single entry system, because single entry system is also known as incomplete system of recording the transaction. Here there is no uniform, there is no consistency of recording the transaction, because some of the businessmen, they do not have whole complete thing details or extracted information, that's why they cannot prepare the double entry, that is a complete system of recording the transaction. So this is not valid. Okay, single entry system is known as incomplete system of recording the transaction. We are not going through this. Now double entry system is also known as dual aspect, that I have already told you, that is assets equal to capital plus liabilities, and we are using only this system of recording the transaction, dual entry system. Understood? So balance sheet, this is comparing all the transaction to the balance sheet, that is assets equal to liabilities plus capital. Okay, you will be learning later on, because all the items will have the credit aspect as well as debit aspect. We'll be learning through using some rules of recording the transaction later on. Okay, so this is the valid or complete recording, and this is incomplete recording of transaction. Another one is basis of accounting, is also explained in your book, that is cash basis and accrual basis. Now see, cash basis is we are not going through this cash basis. We are not going through this cash basis. Cash basis, this system says that when cash is paid, that has to be recorded. Okay, when cash is received, that has to be recorded. It will not happen in the business. Okay, in the business, we use only accrual basis. Accrual basis say that within the year, okay, within the year, any expenses happened, though it is not paid, but they have to pay it. That has to be taken into consideration. Any income is earned in the bank or in the some interest they have earned, it is not received in the business, but then we have to take into consideration, and that system is known as accrual basis. Though it is not paid but has to be paid during this year only, the expenses is only related to this year, means we take into consideration the expenses for the particular year. We don't consider that the expenses of last year for calculating the profit and loss account for this particular year. Whatever happened during this particular year, either it is paid or not, doesn't matter, but we take into consideration. If it is expenses for this year, then we take it. If it is the profit for this year, then we take it. Okay, though it is not in the cash basis, but cash basis says that whenever it is received, then only write it. Whenever it is not received, don't write it. If we follow this, then we are not able to calculate or prepare profit and loss statement or any financial statement in a clear manner or in a transparent manner. So we use accrual basis. Okay, now another last point is their accounting standard. You will be referring page number 40 for seeing that 29 numbers of accounting standards are given. Now accounting standards are those standards, those concepts which we need to follow or which accountant has to follow. It's all about the items, how to treat those items, like what is the how do we calculate fixed assets. Okay, what are the manner, in what manners we are going to treat the fixed assets in the financial statement, where to put that. Okay, how, what will be the treatment. So everything in details will be showing. Okay, but this accounting standards will not override the laws, the provisions which is given to the thing. This is only the general standards, but we have to think about any laws or provisions which is given for the state, particular state, okay, about the companies. Okay, so this way accounting standard means the guidelines, the principle, you'll find here the rules or systems, everything is given here in details. Now here only you'll find some numbers, okay, like 29.1, like that. Okay, so only the items, laws you have to see. So this way we are going to now end the chapter. Hope you have understood. Thank you.